Hi, everyone. This is Jenny and Lachey from FOMCA Moments, and it's been a while since we've published FOMCA Moments. We are beginning to roll these out every other month in 2-month increments. So this edition of FOMCA Moments is October and November 2021, and we are grateful to the Madison County Public Library for being our venue for pushing this out on their YouTube video. So this month, we want to give a big shout out to Petco. Thank you to Petco for funding some grant work that we applied for to support feral cats. And this initiative is known as the Free Roaming Feline Five program. You may have seen it come out in the MailChimps. We send out those MailChimps through email to everyone on our mailing list multiple times in the month. So if you are not on the FOMCA MailChimp mailing list, we encourage you to reach out to us. Let us know that you want to be on the mailing list, and we will certainly get that situated for you. But this particular initiative, sponsored by Petco, offers $5 incentive pay for residents to trap and bring their ferals for spay and neuter. But before you do trap any feral cats, you must call the FOMCA office to be added to the list. We only have the spay and neuter clinic at certain times during the month. Those are scheduled, and the schedules, Jenny, is my understanding, they have been impacted by COVID.
Yes, and there is quite a waiting list, I believe, for those. So yeah, that is very important to let us know before you just trap and bring.
Yes, definitely call the office, talk to Trisha, get put on the list, and just let us know about your individual situation. So with our Feline Five program, FOMCA will pay you $5 per cat if you are able to humanely trap and bring them to our spay neuter clinics and return them to their colony. As part of this initiative, we are tracking where our feral cat communities are located in the county, and in order to roster support for future grants that we may apply for to help with this initiative. So we definitely appreciate what Petco has done to help us get started with this. And with this initiative, Jenny, we want to provide some education to the community about feral cats and why.
Yes, those numbers can get quickly out of control. And so this is an important, information to get out, I think.
Yeah, this graphic, I think we published this graphic with all the little cats in the pyramid there to show how rapidly they reproduce. After 9 years there, you can have over 11,000 cats if they're gone without spaying.
That's an unbelievably huge number.
Yeah, female cats can have up to 5 litters a year, and they can get as pregnant as young as 4 months old. So a litter of barn kittens can quickly turn into an additional 3 to 4 litters within 6 to 8 months.
Yeah.
And we've talked about in the past when we've done these talks, just the diseases that they can spread, and that it's really inhumane to let them go because there's so many health problems that these poor animals endure.
Health problems, not to mention just the financial strain on if you've got a person trying to feed that many cats, and that would be really hard to do for anybody. So giving them all a good quality of life would be difficult. So it's so important to get them spay neutered.
Yes. And it's also really important for us to point out that in this Feline Five program, it doesn't mean that we're going to come take the feral cats. And
very good point.
Yes, they have to be returned. But the good news is that they're returned spayed and neutered, so they're not reproducing. The little note at the bottom here, the FOMCA TNR trap neuter return program. That's typically trap, neuter, release, but we're making sure to point out that it is indeed return, because these cats and kittens are poor candidates to surrender to the already full local animal shelters, because the animal shelter is really struggling during this time as well. They're not social enough, many of these feral cats, to be adopted as pets. And finding homes for kittens is harder than you think, as there are more kittens looking for homes than homes ready to adopt. So, so just a little tidbit of information about that. But we have a growing list of candidates for this Feline Five. And I will tell you, we've already been busy out in the community. And we have some pictures of some barn cat roundups that we've done. And Jenny, just take a look at how many traps are there.
I know that is a lot of traps, and it's important for people to keep in mind there is more than one cat per trap. So that just goes, back to our previous picture of how quickly cats can multiply.
Yeah. Yeah. And also in this particular, so our team of volunteers and our board members, along with Pia, she is our community outreach specialist from FOMCA, and she is doing such a fantastic job getting our volunteer base organized and, working with the community with this endeavor to get out to people. So she, along with Ann Zook and David Landers, another one of our board members, went into the barn and used the animal traps and humanely trapped the feral cats that this resident had called us about. And then once they were trapped, they were covered with sheets, because that has shown to reduce their stress of being in the trap. And many times when they're trapped, they have to stay in the trap at least overnight. You want to trap them when you are on the waiting list to show up the next morning at the clinic. And Trisha at our office, she organizes all of that when you call and you get scheduled. And once you're put on the waiting list, and then she'll call you back and let you know whenever it's your turn to actually get out there and start trapping the cats. But we had a huge roundup in this one story, and we are trying to record our stories and take photos just to make the public more aware of the impact that we're having. So here are some photos from that particular barn roundup. Our volunteers took a lot of the kittens in that were not quite as feral. They were more adoptable, to try to get them into other organizations like Forever Friends, to get them, into loving homes. But the statistic in this one barn, that they worked on a Saturday to catch all of these animals for spay and neuter, 26 cats were trapped. Only 5 of them were males. So that means we had 21 females. Some of them were pregnant at that time. So now, luckily, we got in there 21 spayed females to stop the birth of kittens.
Yeah, that's amazing. And this is a good time to talk about too. I see some really cute black little kittens there, Lachey. And October is actually Black Cat Awareness Month. We have Halloween coming up. So it's just a good time to be mindful of where your kitties are. And just remember that black cats are just like any other innocent animal. They just need to be loved and treated right. And, this might be the time of the year that if you're a black cat owner, this might be a good time to consider letting them come inside a little bit more. Until we get past the Halloween season here, where we know statistically that, there are some have been known to be more instances of things happening with black cats at this time
Yeah,
of the year.
animal
Is that fair
abuse.
to say? Yeah.
Yeah, animal abuse, superstition. And you know, Jenny, in many cultures, black cats are considered fortuitous. They're considered symbols of luck. So
Right.
it's so ridiculous to think
Yeah.
that any little innocent animal
Right.
should
Because
be.
that's all they are. They just happen to be born colored black, but that is the only difference between them and any other colored cat.
Yeah, there's
So
nothing unlucky about them. Um,
no.
they're so cute,
And
especially
those
beautiful
three
things.
are just as cute as they can be. So just be kind to our black cats this month and be aware of where yours are.
Yes, and you know, we have more pictures of the sweet little kitties. I love this picture.
Oh,
Uh,
I know that is cute.
and I just have to give a big shout out to Pia Cash and to Ann Zook and you know, and Macy Wright, and any other of our board members or volunteers that actually took in some of these kittens to help socialize them, to make sure and give them the medical care that they needed, and to help get them into adoptable organizations where people to get them to an adoptable state. So
Hmm. To a forever home. Yeah. And that's
yes,
the best case scenario when that happens.
yes, yes.
That
So
is our goal. Yeah.
and here the last photo in this sequence shows Ann Zook there and David actually working to get the traps with the cats back into the pickup truck outside of the clinic, the Asheville clinic, after their surgeries. And the FOMCA board members, you know, they spent 2 long days setting traps, feeding, watering these cats. It's a big procedure whenever
Right.
they go into an area. And, you know, if a community member or resident calls us and they're interested in participating with the Feline Five, it's not a 1 day and done situation. It's a situation where, you know, you have to be in contact with FOMCA to set up, schedule. If it's a situation where you need help with the cats, then we have to organize the volunteers to come out and help, that sort of thing. So and then transporting the cats to the spay neuter surgeries. But you know, this is really a love story. As you know, the Petco, they have this fundraiser that goes every year about sharing animal love stories. But in a sense, this is really a love story about, you know, humans caring about the conditions of these animals and helping them live out their lives, you know, even if they are feral and they're beyond, you know, adoptable status, you know, returning them to the barn, you know, to live out their life without reproducing, and, you know, and working with the young kittens enough to be
Yeah.
socialized in foster homes and transferred to a rescue group to be adopted.
Yep. And that can start, you know, just with as a community of us being aware of where, if you know of feral cat colonies and need help with that, you know, you can reach out to us here at FOMCA.
Yes, and the number there is 828-649-9798. And every month, if you get on that email list, we encourage you to, you know, we appreciate any donation, no matter how small. It helps us, you know, get out into the community and do things like this. And we want to be active and make an impact in the lives of animals and people. So that is our first report on our Feline Five program. So hopefully we will be, you know, sharing more information as we get on into the winter months. And then transitioning from the Feline Five, this is an important news.
Yeah, this is exciting. So
Very
we have a new Boner scholar from Mars Hill University that is working with us at FOMCA. So please meet Miss Macy Wright. And she has already been really active with a list of projects that she's working with FOMCA. And on the far left, you see her feeding one of the tiny kittens that FOMCA rescued. And then in the middle, it looks like she was probably helping out with one of our spay neuter clinics. So we're excited to have her on board, and she's been pretty busy, I think, so far.
Oh, she has. So we actually, Pia Cash, our community outreach person from FOMCA, met at an event at Mars Hill University, and Macy, like you said, is a Bonner scholar, and she is, you know, we kind of competed for to get someone that had some experience in nonprofit animal work, and we really lucked up with Macy. She had some experience working in this area, and she's already been very busy with Pia. She's working on, you know, reaching out to any kind of nonprofit agency, churches, community centers, government agencies like social services, the health department, to get our flyer out to people, just so that, you know, citizens, residents know about the services that we offer. She is so she's working on the distribution of our marketing materials. She is compiling a list of community events that we may want to participate in. So if you are someone that gets this message and you know of something like that, you know, by all means, please email us or give a call to the FOMCA office. Let us know. Any kind of potential outreach efforts, vaccine clinics. She is also, and this is going to be very helpful, especially when we report back to Petco for the generous donations that they've made to help support our work in the community. She is working on compiling a database on Google Maps to import the addresses of all the current community feral cat colonies that we have. So she's working with us with grants. She's helping us develop surveys to send out to residents, citizens. So we are super lucky to have Macy, and we welcome her with open arms, and just want to say thank you. Thank you so much, Macy, for the work that you're doing. And then as a third topic, this is the FOMCA moments of many topics. Jenny.
Yes, and this is by far one of the cutest.
Yes, I love this. So FOMCA had its first annual pet costume contest. As a board, we get together every month, and we, you know, one of our initiatives is to brainstorm and carry out ways to roster the community's support and enthusiasm for the Madison County residents and their pets. And this actually turned out to be quite a success. We had a lot of people enter their dogs and cats into this contest. So here are some pictures of some of them. Look at the little Chihuahua mix with her tongue.
I know. And the little witch hat there, that's just precious.
Here we have.
And these animals were very patient, I have to say. I'm not sure my cat would let me do that, but these were very patient animals to let people dress them up.
Yes, the coon dog, Little Mermaid.
Oh, and I can't wait for you to talk about the winners, because those are just by far the absolute best costumes.
Yes, so congratulations to the winners of FOMCA's first annual pet costume contest. And little Dumbo here, he won. It looks like maybe a Boston Bulldog, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And he has his Dumbo ears there. Oh my gosh, he's so cute. But the best dog costume winner, they actually won a gift basket of goodies there.
Good. Awesome.
Some pretty good, yeah, good gifts there. And then the Trump cat, and that looks like a Bengal cat. Look at his markings. He's so cute.
It does, and I love that little wig. That is so cute.
So the Trump cat got the best cat costume, and there's the basket of goodies. So this was our first time doing this, but we had such support for it. We're definitely going to do more of this in the future. So for FOMCA, it's all about the opportunities to give back. And here's some other photos of the participants in our annual costume contest.
The little bee.
I love that. So some of the things we're doing coming up shortly, we're doing a lot of work with building the feral cat houses out of old coolers or styrofoam coolers. I've seen that kind of circulating on Facebook. Have you seen that, Jenny, where you can use
Yes,
an old cooler to build a feral cat
I
house?
have seen that, and they stuff them with, I believe, like straw and foam of some kind
Yeah,
to insulate it for the winter.
yeah, we just went to Lowe's to get the materials for the Girl Scouts, but they're actually going to build some feral cat houses, and we're going to send that out with Ann Zook, our volunteer, who knows where the feral cat colonies are. And so they will be sent right out to the cats to help with that. We're going to continue with our Petco initiative for the Feline Five. So if you're interested in, volunteering for that, we always need teams of people to go out when we go help a resident with their feral cat communities. We also are in need of animal traps, so please consider donating. Also, any materials for feral cat house building, that would be a welcome donation. We always are in need for volunteers for spay neuter clinic, the TNR, sometimes the pet food pantry, just to help carry the food from the truck into the building. And there will be a November fundraiser coming up. It's, as we move further into the winter season and closer to the end of 2021, which I honestly cannot believe that this year has already slipped past us, basically. But in November, it's, toward the end of the fiscal year. So some instances we have residents who maybe are looking for a worthy nonprofit organization to donate money to at the end of the fiscal year as a tax write-off or tax break. And we do urge you to consider FOMCA in that situation. So, it's all about the opportunities to give back. And we are lucky to live in a county that cares so much about its animals. Where there are healthy animals, there are healthy people.
Absolutely.
So
So if you have questions, want to leave feedback, if you're interested in volunteering at one of our spay neuter clinics or just have an animal need, you can call us at 828-649-9798. Our address is located there on Blanahasset Island, or visit our website.
yes. All right. Have a good rest of your October, and we'll be back in touch again soon.